From the beautiful campus of Casper College, it's time to dive into the world of Casper College athletics with another episode of the Casper College Coaches Show. Now here's your host, Phil Kohler.
Welcome fans to the Casper College Coaches Show. I'm your host, Phil Kohler, joined as always by the head coach of the Lady Thunderbirds, Dwight Gennari. Coach, I know you got that smile on your face again. Another big win this weekend. You guys go down to Rock Springs and win at Western Wyoming, 74-67. You guys moved to 20-5 overall, 6-1, now in sole possession of first place in Region 9. All really positive things for you.
Great week last week. Our preparation was great going into it. Tough place to go play.
Sure.
We typically don't have our A game when we go there. I don't know what the rationale for that is, but that was a little bit of concern. But our ladies practiced really well, executed the game plan well. Just great effort. It was a huge win because it put us in sole place, first place in the North.
Well, and I remember you last week telling me you guys don't very often go down the night before, but obviously that played into a little bit. You guys were really prepared. First quarter, you guys come out 25-14. But then they come back to start the second quarter. They score 5 in a row. Last time you guys played them, you guys were up, and then they kind of made a run at you. Yeah. Does that little bit of doubt from the first time, does it kind of creep in on you a little bit?
I think the awareness, I don't know how much of it is doubt, but you need to be aware. We had a 17-point lead and let it slip. So we were well aware that they are capable of coming back. If you build a lead, nothing's for sure. So I think it was an awareness, and I think it was a good awareness. And that's going to happen several times throughout that game. It happened.
Yeah, well, and you guys do a great job of bouncing back. You then score the next 9 to open that lead back up. But then they come back and score the last 11 of the second quarter. I know you can't call a timeout during every single run that they're making, but what goes into a decision like that? When you're looking at thinking about calling a timeout, they've got a couple of baskets in a row, you need to slow momentum. What goes into that?
It's tough. I like to put a few in my back pocket for the second half. And and now with advancing the ball in the last minute, you really like to have 2 if you need those down the stretch. And so it is a challenge, and when you're ahead, you can sustain a run a little bit better. If you're behind or they're getting out in front of you too far, then I think I like to call it early timeout in the first quarter, first half, whenever it's needed. But at that particular point, we had built a little bit of a cushion in there, and you just hope you can withstand the run and still keep that timeout. But it's subjective when to use those. There's times where you can save them for the end of the game, and they do you no good.
You take them home with you. They're not as good at home.
So it is. That's the fun part of it, though, is some strategy involved in there. But we felt like we could hopefully, and halftime was coming when they were going on that last little run there, and we could make some adjustment. They went to a horn set and shot over the top and then slipped it. They scored 5 points in a row off of that, and we were just hoping on the bench that it wasn't going to be any more because we had plans of adjusting, and we were able to do that.
Yeah, well, so then you guys go into the break, you come out, and they get the first 5 in the second half and really cut that lead down, but you then made an adjustment. Lutza Axe, who's been a phenomenal offensive player for you in the post, you make the decision to go smaller, you sub her out, and then it seemed like your defensive intensity really picked up. You did a great job of switching the dribble handoff hard, and I know that containing the dribble drive was something that you talked about last week with them. What went into that decision to make that change?
Well, just that, because we could then switch 1 through 5. And we get, again, I'll give everybody a lot of credit for our preparation because we spent a lot of time working on their wing action. They'll do some pass entry there to the wing or dribble handoff stuff in there, and they do multiple things. They will do burn cuts, they'll do keepers, they'll do flares, they'll do pitchbacks, and we really worked hard on that. When we went small lineup, it allowed us to be a lot more aggressive on our switches because we didn't, we wouldn't have Lutza guarding a point guard or a combo guard and stuff. So that did help us on the defensive side.
Yeah. Well, it didn't seem like it necessarily forced as many turnovers, but it certainly got them kind of discombobulated and got them out of their actions that they really wanted and didn't give them very many open looks. They
didn't get a lot of open looks, and we did contain the dribble a little better. And again, because of the smaller lineup, that allows us to do that. So it was an adjustment that worked out, and sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't.
Well, and so then you guys go up 10 to end the third quarter. You guys make a little bit of a run there, and you do most of that with Adama on the bench. Talk about some of the other players that really stepped up and played well on Saturday.
I have to go Sayoa San Francisco. I mean, the last couple games, 2-3 games, she's come in and played a significant role in the outcome of the game, and she gave us, I think, probably played 16 minutes, very quality, defended pretty well too. So, we didn't have to slide Andy into the point guard position or Irene into the point guard position. Cy coming off the bench and taking those foul minutes for Adama was huge.
Yeah, absolutely. And then to finish up, you guys are up 7 with 7 minutes to go, and then they switch into a zone. And a zone, I know for you guys haven't necessarily shot the ball great this year. Yep. Weren't really shooting it great on Saturday, but you guys are able to extend that lead from 7 to 14 against that zone. What went into that?
A couple things. We scored on the out-of-bounds play against the zone there, and then Andy Schisler came in, and she didn't get a lot of shots off in that game. They did a nice job of taking her, limiting her opportunities there, and she hit a huge 3 for us. And I have to mention Anna Cheney too. She had 22 points for us and hit a couple big threes. So it's not necessarily how many you hit; it's when you hit those threes. And when they went to the zone, we hit a couple of the ones that probably the only 2 we had in the game, and that was big.
Yeah. Well, and you guys don't shoot it particularly well. Rebounding is kind of up and down until about the middle of the third quarter where you guys really turned it on. You guys end the game +7 on the boards. But what I was most impressed by, between the third and fourth quarter, I bet there were 5 different times where they took a shot and your blockouts were so good that the ball actually hit the ground before you guys got onto it. What was the emphasis there?
They just really focused on it. There was a media timeout, I think, in the third quarter. And the first 5-6 minutes of the third quarter, we were losing the rebounding advantage. And they got extra scoring opportunities, which helped them with their run. And, we tried to make a point of emphasis in the statement, I know was, whoever wins the rebounding advantage the rest of the game is going to win the game. Yeah. And they really focused in on it, and they did a great job. And you're right, there were several times where we had 5 blockouts and the ball hits the floor and then we secure it. But I do feel like our rebounding down the last 14 minutes or so of the game really is what allowed us to win it.
Sure, and especially with a smaller lineup in there, that makes it even more impressive. Yep. And Logan Alvar was the one that I saw constantly when the ball was hitting the ground. She was the one that was in there really working hard. Yep. So you guys then looking ahead this week, now have a big one with Gillette on Thursday. Now that you got that bullseye on your back, but more importantly, Thursday, I think it's sophomore night, right? You've got your 4 sophomores, Angela, Anna, Logan, and Irene. 3 of them returning from last year. Angela new to the program this year. But talk about what those 4 have really meant to the program.
It's just tremendous. The sophomore night for me is always a little bittersweet because, it's the last regular season home game for a group that you become very attached to. Great individuals outside of their basketball abilities, but they've been huge for us. Like we've mentioned from the beginning of the year that we had a lot of newcomers, a lot of newness, and our 3 sophomores that were returning, and then I have to throw Angela in there. It didn't take her long to pick up the system and but the great leadership through example and those kind of things. They've won a lot of basketball games in their 2 years here. I think it's 50 right now with still some games to go. So just great for our program, great ambassadors for our program, done great in the classroom. And, those are the things, the overall picture is what makes you proud as a coach. And they've certainly done a great job for us here.
Well, and the definition of playing for the name on the front of the chest, right? Yes. That Casper, I feel like those 4 especially really embody what Casper is. They come in, they work hard. They're not trying to show off. They play basketball the right way. They make basketball plays, and they make the team better.
They very unselfish. Yeah. We pass the ball well collectively as a team, and to me that's great basketball, offensive basketball. I like the extra pass and those kind of things. And at the JUCO level, sometimes that's a challenge to get that because everybody's concerned about where am I going to play next year, and if my stats don't show this, am I going to get recruited? But we've found in our years here that good players get found, and you don't have to have the stats even at the JUCO level. If you can do certain things, in this group of sophomores, same thing. They're very unselfish, great team playing individuals.
Absolutely. Well, and that number in the win column certainly draws D1 coaches and coaches in general towards this program as well. So looking ahead to basketball, first time in 1,457 days that Gillette College is coming down to Casper for a Region 9 game. Region 9's better with Gillette. Am I wrong?
It's only right. And we all know, we're familiar with Gillette as far as their high school athletics.
Sure.
Gillette is an athletic community.
Yeah, basketball.
Many things, and they're very supportive. Yeah. And it was just kind of really a tragedy when they no longer had a program. have a great facility, have great coaching staff, administration, and to have Gillette back in our North Sub-region or Region 9 in general is a huge plus for us. It's 2 good quality games and a year for sure. So, yeah, they're back where they belong.
Absolutely. Well, in a team that comes in starting from scratch, I mean, their entire roster is freshmen. They're 12-12 overall, 1-5 in conference play. They haven't played in almost 2 weeks, but you guys have got the bullseye on your back now. I mean, you guys are number 1. Everybody's gunning for you. You know you're going to get everybody's best performance.
You know, you like to be in the position you're in because we don't have to count on anybody beating anybody for us.
Sure.
We just have to take care of ourselves. But that being said, that's not going to be an easy task. We have 6 tough ones, and I know Gillette's record in the North Sub-region is 1-5, but they've been extremely competitive there. They're a team that, you know, it's going to take an effort to win, and, you know, we're thankful for the position we're in, and if we let a game slip away that, you know, we shouldn't,
sure,
then you know that's not going to help our chances down the road. But yeah, they have their point guard or their combo guard Beckford back, and she's a great athlete, good scorer, good rebounder, good in transition, and
she didn't play against you guys the first time.
She
correct?
didn't, and I talked to the team that she's going to make a difference for them offensively, defensively, handling our pressure, their transition. She's going to impact all 4 of those phases. So, you know, we can't bank on the outcome of the first game.
Absolutely. Well, and so Saturday you guys play against a team that likes to dribble, drive. They kick out for 3-point shots a lot. This Gillette team comes in, and they're a very good rebounding team. Another different look for you guys. You guys said you did a better job of rebounding in the second half against Western. Is that going to be a focus for you guys this week?
Has to be. Great job on your research because it's up on the marker board right now in the locker room. They have 3 individuals that have 80 offensive rebounds, 76 offensive rebounds, and 60. And Beckford's got 60, and she's missed several games. So, you know, right there's almost 200 offensive rebounds from those 3 individuals. So that rebounding is going to be critical.
Yeah. Well, a big one, 5:30 on Thursday night here at the Swede. Last opportunity for you to come out and catch the Thunderbirds until hopefully, fingers crossed, we get a chance to host the Region 9 tournament. Coach, last game at home of the regular season. Tell the fans why they need to come out and watch this one. I know it's going to be a great basketball game, but there's so much other things going on.
There are, and number one is I can guarantee our fans that our players definitely appreciate when we have a lot of fans in our stands, and it makes a difference for us. Be a good opportunity for them to recognize our sophomores who have had 2 fantastic years. I think we're going to recognize them this year a little bit different. We're going to do it at halftime of the men's game.
Oh, cool.
We've done it prior in the past before our game, and a lot of times because of work and other reasons, you know, there's not as many people in the stands at 5:30 as there would be later in the day. So we're going to do it a little different there. Awesome. But, you know, hopefully they come to be entertained and we can follow through with that.
Absolutely. And what a great opportunity. You got a Casper kid, you got a kid from Ethity. You know, just having that Wyoming blood here, a great opportunity to come out and support those kids and
2 amazing kids.
Basketball. Absolutely. Yes. So fans, remember Thursday night, 5:30 from here at the Swede. If you cannot make it, make sure you tune into the live stream. I'm going to be on the call Thursday night. Really looking forward to that.
Me too.
Should be a good time. And listen to hopefully Coach Gennari do his post-game interview with me after a big win Thursday night. Yep. So fans, remember, always shoot for the stars, because even if you miss, there's always a chance for an offensive rebound. Thanks for joining us.
Boom.
Great job as always.
Back at you.